What up guys, Easy here. I have the Samsung Galaxy A31. This should be an upgrade to the A30s and it comes with a few major upgrades. It currently retails for about $230 and in Nigeria I picked it up for 102,000 naira. Quite sad actually, the Samsung Galaxy A51 just a few months ago was retailing around that price. The exchange rate is no longer favorable. So I'm going to be doing a quick unboxing and review, so if you have not already, click on that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. The Samsung Galaxy A31 comes in that familiar packaging that comes with all Samsung budget range devices. This is Prism Crushed Black and it comes with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Inside the box you have a quick start guide, a TPU protective casing, a warranty card, the device itself, a USB-C cable, your earphones, a 15W fast charger, and your SIM ejector tool. That's just about everything in the box. The Samsung Galaxy A31 has a familiar design which we're going to discuss much later, but first, let's power up and run through the setup. You have the beautiful and bloatware-free One UI with all its features. The Samsung Galaxy A31 runs on the latest version of Samsung's One UI, that is version 2.1 and also Android 10. As for button placement and ports, we have the volume keys and power buttons on the right. The left side has an unconventional SIM card tray with support for dual nano SIM cards and micro SD card. No compromise here. The top has a noise cancelling mic and the bottom houses a headphone jack, a USB-C port, a noise cancelling mic and a speaker grill. While setup was straightforward, I did notice the optical fingerprint scanner is still a little too close to the bottom, and this may be less convenient for some, but it is responsive and it takes a split second to unlock. The design of the Samsung Galaxy A31 is quite similar to the A71 and A51, that is, when you look at it from the back, you may actually confuse it for one of those, but when you turn to the display it has an Infinity U display. The Samsung Galaxy A31 has Gorilla Glass 3 on the front and a mixture of glass and plastic called Glastic on the back. It has a plastic frame. The display here is 6.4 inches Super AMOLED with 84.9% screen to body ratio, a resolution of 1080 by 2400 with a 20 by 9 aspect ratio, and a display density of 411 pixels per inch. Technical specs and values aside, you can actually hardly go wrong with a Samsung AMOLED display. It's just perfect with deep blacks and vivid colors. The Samsung A31 comes with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, which you can expand with a micro SD card should you desire to do so. Running through the user interface is quite swift and bug-free. So far, apps run just fine. In a more extensive review, we'll see how well it continues to do so. The Samsung Galaxy A31 has a 20MP selfie camera and a quad camera setup on the back, which houses a 48MP main camera, an 8MP ultra-wide camera, a 5MP macro camera, and a 5MP depth sensor. I did a quick test of the cameras and I can say it's actually quite good. Focus is great even when you are not in portrait mode. Dynamic range is also very impressive. The wide-angle camera takes very decent and color-accurate photos. The macro camera is not one to disappoint. It captures more details with really close-up shots. Portrait mode from the rear camera is quite impressive and it doesn't need to detect the face to work. Even without live focus mode, you can get the blur effect if the subject is close enough. Selfie portraits are great. Edge detection is not perfect, but I'd say it's good enough. With live focus, you can later change the background effect or reduce the blur while editing after your shots. Regular selfies are good with enough detail. The Samsung Galaxy A31 can shoot 1080p videos from both front and rear cameras with no stabilization, also no super steady mode. There is also the Pro mode which allows you to control exactly how you want your shots to be. I'd say the camera is quite impressive. In another review I'm going to test it more extensively. For some reason Antutu always crashed when trying to do the 3D test. However, Geekbench was able to give a single core score of 353 and a multi-core score of 1218. The Samsung A31 comes with a MediaTek Helio P65 processor, which is slightly on par with the Helio G70, but it's not gaming focused. But that is not to say it doesn't actually do very well with gaming. From my quick test, Asphalt 9 worked just fine and the graphics was great. PUBG by default runs on HD settings and high frame rate. HDR is not supported. It ran fine with no noticeable frame drops. In another review, I'm going to test it more and see how well it holds up while gaming. The Samsung Galaxy A31 comes with 5000 mAh battery and can go over a day on a full charge. It charges from 0 to 100 in about 90 minutes. In a full review, I'm going to test the Samsung Galaxy A31 more extensively, so do let me know in the comment section exactly what you would like to see, and let me know what you think about the Samsung Galaxy A31. So far, I think it's a great device and I may just hold on to it much longer. So that's it. Do hit the thumbs up if you like this video and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.